I don't know enough about you to say if you are, you're not. My suspicion is that you are not, and that
Okay.
yeah.
I just want to hold on. We don't have to
Boy,
do it anymore.
you really want to drag this out, huh?
Every single day that I'm called JewStalker, Groiper, Nazi in DGG chat or on the Reddit, and I'll be checking every single day that it happens.
Oh my goodness! What? Whoa! You just threatened a Jewish man. I don't know. I feel like the JewStalker, it was just a meme before. Like it was just a joke. It was just a joke that people told. But I don't know. He just threatened a Jewish man. So I feel like the JewStalker meme has been substantiated at this point. So we didn't cover this like 2-3 weeks ago. JSTLK jumped on to Destiny's show to talk to, and ended up digging into Dan for a while over the podcast. Destiny and Dan just started a new podcast. So they have their new setup for the podcast that Kyla set up, right? So they have the Bridges podcast. But since they have the setup now, Destiny and Dan decided to do a separate podcast together. Anything else? The Anything Else podcast? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Anything Else podcast. And so he, JSTLK jumped on it. And like, if you've ever watched JSTLK, like his whole thing is kind of concern trolling, like, oh, why I'm really worried about this thing. That's why I'm here. And concern trolls Dan the entire time. This came to a bit of a peak over the last couple of days, but this is from 3 weeks ago. So this is where it started. And so I figured in order to talk about what happened a couple of days ago, we should probably show a little bit of what happened here. And so we'll go through this for a second. If we can get some audio, then we'll go through this for a second.
Particular thing. And I feel like right now, for where my shows are at, I don't know if any of those three conditions are being met right now. So that's why I'm generally in favor of just like doing stuff. And then once there's like a really solid formula that's been iterated on, then you kind of like branch out a bit and then you paywall it. I feel like that's a better direction, in my opinion.
Sure. So I heard argument 2 yesterday quite a few times, or maybe the day before. I forget when Dan was on, but I heard the argument 2 there, that there's better stuff all over the internet. So if you have to paywall, it has to be great. I think maybe this mixes in 3. I don't know what you meant by access to talent, but I do think
like a subscriber Discord where you talk to people or viewer call-ins, like stuff like that. Yeah,
that's typically what people are paying for, is more access to you. Like their relationship with you is what they're paying for. Does that make you uncomfortable that they're just maybe like they have some parasocial relationship with you and that's driving them wanting to purchase it? Does that make you uncomfortable?
Yeah. So from what I understand here, I believe they're talking about the fact that they have added a subscriber only part to their show where you have to pay. So it's like a paid section of the podcast. So yeah, so you pay for this, like, you know, and then you get bonus content afterwards. And he seems to be upset that they're making people pay for the bonus content. So that's what this is about.
No, that's why you purchase literally any
quality. Well, okay, because I'm saying that probably makes it better than most content on the internet for them, right? Is like they consume most of their content out of
but I want to make sure from my standards that there's like a good value add there. I like just being in a Discord with me, I don't think is enough. I think there needs to be something more there in my mind. And that's not even like the most important thing. Like I think like some retard in my chat just said, how do you defend your DGG subscriber fee in that context? You're not like paywalled behind anything if you're not a sub on me. And I'm pretty honest on my website that when you subscribe, I'm pretty sure it literally just says like you get like hugs. Like there's nothing. You don't get anything for subbing in my you don't really get anything for subbing except for like a username.
It is a little weird. I mean, people I don't know. I was going to say people complain about my show that I don't have perks to becoming a sub or becoming a member. We have some, but not like a whole lot. Like you get, I think we have the same as Destiny, but I think that they like have a much bigger show and probably have a lot more of an ability to add things. But that also makes it to where you're not like incentivized to pay for the show. You're not incentivized to give them money. They just want you to like, yeah, if you want to give the show money, if you want to send us donations, then yeah, send us donations. You can just send it if you want to, but yeah, don't become a member because you think you're going to get something out of it, because yeah, we're not going to give you anything. But then when it comes to the podcast, this is like the first time that they actually are having people pay and giving, like, they're cutting off the podcast and then saying, okay, this is the members only part of the show, so we're going to cut off the stream, and if you're not a member, then you don't get this part of the podcast. So it's, I think it's like the only time Destiny's ever done this.
Destiny will call you buddy, a firm handshake. Like, I'm not promising you anything here. That's not, yeah. Yeah.
Sure. So I guess probably you have a really strong inclination of leaning away from paywalling anything. That seems pretty clear. I just wasn't sure if you were, yeah, the value add thing. That's something. So I have started running a Patreon too, and it's basically only like, hey, I'm doing like specific calls after my stream. Like I'll just jump into Discord and like hang out with people for a little bit after the stream, and that feels weird to me. And that I think sometimes.
Wait, say that last thing again.
Parasociality. People will just jump in the Discord with me and maybe like a couple orbiters, and that's like what they pay for. So like there's a parasociality aspect there that feels a little weird.
Oh, wait, just as a real quick thing, I don't care at all about parasocial.
I was about to say, I don't know why people bring up parasociality as though that's weird. Like, the entire point of all of this, like even getting donos, right? The fact that I have a TTS that's going to read out a message, that, like, part of that aspect is parasociality. That's not all of it, but that's always going to be one aspect to it, is that people want to make sure that you hear their message, or that they're like, it's being highlighted and that you respond to that one, and that there's this like interaction there. But that's not, there's not something wrong with that. Like, parasociality becomes a problem when you're like exploiting people and they start to feel like you're their actual best friend, and they start to have expectations within this relationship, and then when you don't fulfill those expectations, now they're getting like really upset about this, like you're not doing your part of the bargain, and they've given so much money and they've given so much time and so much support to your show, and now they're fucking, now you're not even willing to, like, you know, respond to an email. Like, what? Like, I thought we had something. Like, that's the part where like parasociality can get a little messed up. But that's like mainly on the consumer to not become a fucking crazy person and act like that's something that's going to happen. Like, as long as you're clear, like, oh, hey, I'm not going to be your friend, then that should be fine. Now, that's for JSTLK because he has a problem with parasociality. I actually will become your best friend if you send me enough money. You can have expectations of me to reciprocate the relationship aspects, because you can pay enough for that. So parasociality here, there's not a problem with it, because I actually will be your best friend if you pay enough and show enough support.
That's not a bad word to me. That's a meaningless word. I super don't give a fuck. It doesn't mean anything to me. That's like power dynamics when I hear that. So yeah.
Sure. I wasn't sure if that was what you were concerned about, because to me, I think like the value add is basically entirely that. And so
yeah, that's fine. I don't think that's necessarily a bad value add. I just don't think that that's there right now for this. And right now there's stuff that's like being paywalled, like behind a paywall. like you can't watch like a full VOD or something, which is pretty unique for my stuff. I don't think before these two shows, I don't think I've ever had content like that before. So I feel like it needs to be of very, very high quality, or there needs to be like a huge value add there or something for people to pay for it.
Okay. And so that's really the big thing, is you just want the content not to be paywalled. You're fine with paywalling anything else. Like you could make like new content or something totally different, but the core content, you just are basically usually against paywalling that.
I mean, like generally, but not necessarily always. It just depends. But like extra bonus content being paywalled, I think is like totally fine. Like me and Dan go to the shooting range or something as part of this would be maybe an interesting thing to paywall. But then it's also weird, because would that be like a part of my normal stream that I'm now paywalling, or is that part of that show that we're now paywalling? I don't know. I have to think about something like that. But I think in general, also my goal is always like just reach and eyes. Like I just want more eyes on something. I want more reach with something. And usually paywalling things is like a way to kill something in the crib. I think if you paywall it like really aggressively in the beginning.
Okay. Dan, what do you think?
I think this is a pretty good compromise. It's an extra hour that would never exist otherwise, and people know exactly what they're getting, and they're choosing to buy it. And it's like not even like your example of like, hey, listen, when you buy tier 2 or tier 3, I literally say it's nothing. Yeah, when people go and do this, we're literally saying, hey, it's just the same shit. It's another hour, and if they want to, that's fine. I think that's like you could still watch it free live. I think we might even do something like eventually after like 2 weeks or something like that, putting it onto YouTube or something. So it's really like only the more diehard fans that really want to see it and watch it now and support it are going to be the people that it affects. And like those people are probably already watching live anyways. So I don't know. I think it's fine. I think this is like the perfect compromise across the board where, you know, none of your morals or internal guidelines are being crossed, because this is literally something that would not exist otherwise. And they know exactly what they're getting because we give away most of it for free. And there's multiple ways to watch it for free anyways. On top of that, even if you didn't agree with that part, it's hard to segment everything else off of that, being like, yeah, but I don't really like charging for stuff that's not really polished. Well, I mean, we charge for tier 1 and it's nothing. It does nothing. This gets you something that's better in every way, I would say, right?
All I heard there is you should unsub from Destiny.gg and sub to the Anything Else Patreon, because you actually get something out of your tier 1 sub then.
Well, I mean, you get distinguished, and probably pretty sure Kick is going to be going away shortly, so that's even...
Well, would that matter? Like, if they did... I don't, does anybody know what the prices are between the two? Like, are they the same prices? I think, because I believe they put the paywalled portion of it up somewhere else. So it's got to be on a different website. Is it on Destiny's website, or did they create a whole other website for this?
And more of a benefit. But when you say shit like that, JSTLK, it makes me want to fucking stream over your time so I can hurt you financially as well, homie.
Can you stay up as late as I stay up?
No, I can't.
I feel like you have a life. I'm protected by my lack of a life, okay?
Anyways, I think this is the best compromise. I mean, look, in an ideal world, yeah, it would be great to make everything free. And lollipops and rainbows and all that other shit. But as I said, I want to be able to do interesting
Oh, they literally do the podcast on Patreon. Okay. Huh.
shit in the future. I want to not lose money doing this. And if interesting shit is like, as I said, like, you know, flying in a guest or something, I want to make sure there's money to do it. Like, I think that's realistic and fair, and only the most diehard, like, let's be honest, me in general is fan service already. Like, nobody outside of DGG knows who I am anyways. So, yeah.
Wow. Any other questions,
Yeah.
JSTLK?
Well, no, you're supposed to be arguing with things
wanna-
I've said there, because like I said different things, I guess. But
Oh.
I mean,
I feel like on my brain, I just feel like everything, it just, for me, just publishing everything for free, making it all accessible, so anybody can click a playlist and watch everything is just like the easiest way to go about it.
we do have different, motivations of that, right? Like, you get 100% profit of maximum views, and that affects you specifically. Not that you do it for that reason. I'll just say there is different alignment on that front, right?
Sure, but it's not even. I would just split the ad
Like, you
revenue.
get your-
I'd still rather just split the ad revenue than paywall anything. Like, that would be an easy solution for that. I feel like paywalling early new stuff is just like, that's a huge. It just feels like a huge gamble to me, I guess.
Well, actually, I think it's the other way around. One of the things you told me before is like, hey, it feels really shitty to paywall stuff that used to be for free, and now you're like, oh, well, let's make it free, and then we can paywall it later. It's like the opposite of what you said.
Well,
Like,
the thing that you would
we're
paywall later would be some other extra content around it, not just making.
I mean, this is extra content. This hour would not exist otherwise. Is literally the definition of extra content.
So yeah, so this is kind of where it started, and why they were asking is that they were talking about why would you even put the paywall on there? Why would you even charge people? Why would you say only these people get it? Why are you starting to add things that like add perks to payments when you've never done this before? And then, yeah, a little bit later, they start getting into the fact that this is supposedly going to hurt Dan by advocating for the paywall.
I haven't heard like I understand all of those arguments. I just haven't heard why like necessarily these extra hours like different. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's the only
it's
thing.
not. It's not different. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Oh
but
no,
then
wait,
we're
sorry, it is
practicing
different.
paywall
It
in the
happens.
same
It happens. Yeah, it happens from 9 to 10 p.m. where there normally wouldn't be a stream. Does that help you?
No, because it's the same content. You have
No,
the same
it wouldn't. No,
help you?
the content at
You
9 to 10. The content at
Do
9
you
to
feel
10 is
helped?
nothing. That's a black
Well,
screen.
Let me ask you this: if it's 9 o'clock precisely, and you're on a topic, you guys are heating up, are you going to paywall the last half of that topic?
I don't know how we're gonna do the splits exactly at that point, like of when we split the VOD or something. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I would be concerned about that, right? That you guys are
Well,
just going to like cut a topic or cut a topic.
Yeah. Well, the alternative is that we would end the stream at that time. So really, it's all upside, isn't it?
I've never seen Destiny end a stream when there's like a heated, fun topic going on.
Well, you are retarded because that's happened thousands of times. Where he's like telling people in a fucking debate, "All right, I can't deal with this. I'm sorry, I got to go to the gym." So you're just lying.
When he's like 3
No,
hours
it's
over or
what you've just
something,
said is indefendable. This is the end of a stream. You've just said something that is.
But
It doesn't matter. You can like try and do the misspeak shit. You're just lying to try and make your point and thinking I'm not going to call you out on it. What you've just said is definitively not true. Happens all the time. He's known for it, and you've just tried to say the opposite.
wait, I feel like hold on, he's known for going way late, like way over, doing really long streams, especially.
You don't think there's been a
remember the Mr.
tremendous
Miller?
amount of times where he says, "I can't
Super
deal with
long
this. I
stream.
have to go to the gym. This is fucking." Like that happens so often. You're
Like in the middle of having tons of viewers. He will just be like, oh yeah, you know what, me and Melina are supposed to go out to dinner, so I'll see y'all later, and just click. It's like everyone's like, what? Fuck, right now? This was just getting good.
actually, you're trying to
Not
gaslight
in the
me.
middle of content. Not in the middle of content.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that factor.
I'm just telling you that when there's real content going on, like real great content, and they're not just circling the drain, I've never seen this guy shut off his stream.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. All right, so the idea that you're going after here is that every
Like it's already a little weird. Like they're doing a podcast, right? Destiny and Dan are doing a podcast. So like they'll choose what they want to paywall, what they don't want to paywall. Their podcast, they'll kind of come up with whatever the fuck it is that they want to do with it. And I guess to jump on and ask, why would you do this? You don't normally do this. That makes sense. Like it makes sense to want to know what the difference is, I guess. Like it makes sense that someone would want to know that, at least. Like it's not weird that someone would want to know why you're doing something different this time versus all of the other times. But then to actually argue with them about it or be like, well, no, like this doesn't make sense. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think that you should do this. That's the part where it's like, well, why does anybody give a fuck like what somebody else thinks? Like it's like if I'm doing something for my show and I'm doing like a paywalled portion or some shit like that, and somebody's like jumps on it like, well, I don't think you should do a paywalled portion. Like, okay. I was really waiting for you to come tell me what you thought I should do on this.
day from 9 to 10 moving forward, he would have, or sorry, every Wednesday, he would be streaming anyways.
What I'm saying is that if you guys are on a really like a heater topic, okay, and you guys hit 9 o'clock, I'm asking.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save the heated topics for right after 9. Don't worry, I'll have nice, easy segues at 9 p.m. All boring shit before then right at 9, we'll move into the real shit. That's when me and Lycan will start debating Israel versus Palestine, right at 9:02.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you can't say that because you're going to do the whole, like, the show's flexible, right? So you're not planning it out. You don't have it sectioned out. I don't think you know when the content's going to be coming, what topics are going to hit before you get into them.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, also,
It's smart for him to capitalize on the popularity he's gaining right now. Why do people want to shame someone for trying to make money? Well, not even just that. Like, from Destiny's perspective, like, sure, I guess for Destiny, if you wanted to, like, figure out what his angle was here and why he would be in favor of this or not in favor of it. But Destiny says, he's like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, if it was me, if it was just me, yeah, I would say, like, don't paywall it. Just leave it all free. But for Dan, he doesn't stream. He's not going to be doing this anyways. He's not going to be sitting on stream and just hanging out all night one way or the other like Destiny is. And so for him, it makes sense that he would say, well, I'll do this, but I think if we're going to go like past this point, I want to make extra money from that. Like, I want to get paid more if we're going to go past, 10 o'clock or whatever. That makes perfect sense, especially, like I said, when he doesn't stream and he's not a content creator. He's not going to be doing this one way or the other. For him, it makes perfect sense why he would want to do this.
Set myself a timer. I guess I can do that.
You're just not going to commit until it gets to the paid part of the podcast?
Well, you're making me want to do that right now, to be honest.
Well, listen, I'm helping you out, Dan. Okay, I don't know if you
actually
dislike you, but all the comments about not wanting to work, not wanting to put that much effort in, I'm trying to help you. I'm like, get Destiny to commit to more stuff.
Let me explain something.
Everybody love you.
JSTLK, I don't need your help. You can go look at the thread. It's universally positive. You're the one who needs help here on this situation, okay? When you come in here, it's nothing but Pepe mods and fucking this guy again. And when I speak, it's angel thumbs. Please don't help me with whatever you're trying to do.
It's wild that chat is 50-50 right now because everybody hates me.
Everyone hates spending money. I understand that.
Wait, they hate spending money. I'm saying they hate me. And somehow they're all saying, oh, JSTLK is right. I've literally never seen that phrase typed in DGG chat before.
Yeah, I know. Right. It's almost like if you get someone to pay someone, they'll not want to do it. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm trying to help you out. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to help you out.
He's just trying to help him. Okay. That's all he's trying to do, guys. That's all he wants to do. He just wants to help. He's a very helping person that just wants to give out his great business advice and, just Dan obviously needs business advice, and so JSTLK is here to just help him out.
Scared that you're pushing the community to dislike you. I'm just saying, listen. Just say that you're working hard. Just say that you're working hard. You're putting all of your effort into this, and you're happy to do it because you love it.
No, not working hard. Having a fantastic time. Doesn't seem like work at all, and I enjoy every second of it, and I look forward to it every week. And if it starts to turn more into work, so I'm not going to like that either.
Sure. Like, my primary contention here, my primary problem is that clearly Destiny doesn't agree with this.
Well, why am I getting dragged into this?
Why are you dragging it?
Why am I getting dragged into this?
We already agreed that we were doing this.
Dan said everything's universally positive, and I'm saying that it's universally positive in that thread. One, after everybody got banned for disagreeing before, and two, with Destiny not necessarily being in agreement with what's going on in that.
How many bans do you think have happened? There's been like 10 people, and all of them pretty much universally said shit about being a greedy.
Well, I got a really long Twitter message from that N-King guy who didn't say anything about Jews.
About Jews? Wait.
Do you think have happened? There's been like 10 people, and all of them pretty much universally said shit about being a greedy.
Well, I got a really long Twitter message from that N-King guy who didn't say anything about Jews and was like super, super apologetic.
Mm-hmm. I feel pretty clearly that what we're talking about here in this case is quite specifically bonus content that wouldn't exist otherwise. And I don't know why we're still coming back to like, what's the benefit of this? What's not the benefit of this? This is something that would be.
Yeah, and that like. We've gone over like a number of arguments that obviously make sense. That one right there, like there literally is nothing past that. Like, yes, this is the only way we're doing it past that time. That's it. Like, so yeah, if there's not a paywall and we're not getting paid extra to do extra content, then we're just not going to do it. And that, like, yeah, that makes total sense at that point. Because if we're talking about content that would exist one way or the other, we're talking about the fact that, like, yeah, you're going to do the podcast for 4 hours either way. No matter what, you're doing a 4-hour podcast, and then you just decided to make one of those hours paywalled. Like, still weird to go argue about that, but it wouldn't be as weird. But no, they're saying, what? This is an extra hour, bonus content, doesn't exist otherwise. That's the end of it. They're like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, okay, makes sense. Like, if we say, okay, get rid of the paywall, they're like, okay, we'll get rid of the extra hour of content then. That doesn't exist anymore.
Dead stream otherwise. Also, I don't know why I'm debating this with you. I've already worked this out with Destiny. This is already done. It's not up for debate. It's not like we're working out the terms of how this goes one way or the other here. This is done. This is the end of it.
I think you're debating it with me because I'm concerned that Destiny's gonna not be happy with this, and he's not
No.
willing to debate it because you guys are.
Yeah, see, before he was there to give him advice. Then he was wanting to make sure that like the community doesn't hate Destiny, like doesn't hate Dan. He really wants to make sure that Dan keeps the goodwill of DGG. But now it's actually he's there to white knight for Destiny. That's what it is. He's got a white knight for Destiny. Destiny doesn't know how to stand up for himself. The guy is a fucking pushover. Destiny just lets people walk all over him, and he doesn't ever argue. He doesn't ever get controversial or combative or anything like that. He's just a sweet little guy that really needs help standing up for himself.
Best friends.
Destiny is more than willing to tell me to go fuck myself, and he's done it plenty of times when we came up with this already.
Okay.
To be clear, I think what we're doing is I'm pretty sure we're gonna run with this for like a month or so, and then we'll see how we feel after a revisit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want everybody to love Dan.
It
That's
does
all I
not
want.
seem that
I want
way.
everybody to love Dan. I'm literally. Why do you think I'm here fighting you? If you're against me, everybody's gonna love you. I'm pulling people to your side by just taking the opposite position.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so, but that's fine. At the end of the day, Destiny's the main draw. He can pretty much dictate whatever he wants to do. That's fine. I'm certainly not going to lose money doing this if I'm paying for a portion of the studio and we're flying in guests. I don't think it's going to get to that point. I'm not really too worried about that. I think we've already kind of surpassed the point of where that's an issue, and I still enjoy it right now. Hopefully that stays continuing to be the case. And yeah, as long as that stays the case, I mean, I'm gonna be happy doing it. I like going on stream and doing it, and I like it not being work, and those are important things to me. I did.
One more question for you. Just, do you care if the community likes you?
Yeah, of course.
Can you? So in my mind right now, you're basically gambling with the community liking you, okay? Over like a couple $1,000, which to me, as far as I understand it, is like pocket change to you.
Okay, first of all, I've said this to you. Well, I don't know if I said it to you. I'm not going to lose money to do a show every month. I have a contract in front of me to pay for a portion of the studio. If we're bringing on guests, they're going to want to be paid for. I'm not going to lose money to create content for people. Does that click for you?
That clicks for me, but I'm saying that
clicks for me, but
be your principle, then you're more concerned about.
I was about to say, if that clicks for you, I don't know how you can make another argument. Now, this is like another thing that, yeah, it's just kind of seals the deal. Like, well, we're losing money otherwise. Like, we literally just go into the negatives otherwise. So yeah.
But losing money, then losing goodwill in the community, which is crazy to me because I feel like you have so much money.
How do you? Wow, I feel like the JewStalker thing is actually coming to be unironic at this point.
Dan, you own
the
JewStalker
New
York.
thing.
It has nothing to do with your ethnicity. It has to do with the fact that you are actually like a wealthy person.
Yes, and you don't stay wealthy fucking spending money to entertain people. I don't understand. What do you?
Just, I mean, I know that they're calling him JewStalker and everything. I do want to be clear. I was not Jewish, so I'm one person. Though lots of people think I'm Jewish, so maybe that's what it was. Lots of people think I look Jewish, but maybe that's the issue. Actually, I'd like to announce now that back about 4 months ago, I converted to Judaism, and JSTLK was actually the only person that I told. He was the only person who knew that I was Jewish at the time.
Are you suggesting that I go out of pocket on this?
I'm saying that probably the longest durations you could possibly be out of pocket for this is like a month, and you could just be willing to burn that money. Startups burn the money all the time, right? Startups burn money all the time. You could be willing to burn money for a little bit, okay? Like how much? What are your costs like? Like how much do you pay for the studio each month?
I mean, really, it's none of your business on any of this. It's not going to be a Carantos type thing where you get to like get up in the shit and do it. It's not up for fucking debate. He may have wanted to run the shit like that. I sure as shit fucking don't. And yeah.
Okay, listen. I want everybody to love Dan. I feel like if Dan was willing to say, okay, you know what, we're thinking about it. We'll take it under advisement and think about unpaywalling the podcast. I feel like Dan would
So
win
a few
the community
things.
over,
One,
and you would make more money in the next 3 months than you'll make with this strategy. I feel like the only thing you could possibly lose here, it's like you're basically prioritizing. I don't know. I think probably upper bound $5,000 a month. That's what the apartment costs. right? Over $5,000 a month. You want to take like the bad will from this?
I want to have fun and not lose money doing it. And yeah, that's what I think will be enjoyable to me. And yeah, I don't think that's like so wrong to do. And I think we're creating stuff that wouldn't exist otherwise. And yeah, I feel fine with it. I'm not sure I buy the all I want to do is increase your goodwill type of thing. I see that it feels like you're trying to use this as a pushing off point to change the optics of yourself. And
What? Dan? You don't think that this is all just altruistic? He's not just coming out of the goodness of his heart to give you business advice? What? He's trying to make sure that you keep the goodwill of DGG. That's more important than money.
And yeah, I don't know. It's like a little slimy.
I don't listen. I shit on chat enough that it's not going to matter for me at all. And I think you're
no. I think you're
exactly here for a long time.
That's exactly what you're trying to do right now, and I don't know why you're trying to gaslight me. It's like the most retarded thing I've heard in my life.
I'm here.
You're here because you want chat to love me more. I just want to hear it. Say it one more time so I can hear it.
I'm here because I'm concerned that you are probably taking your most powerful thing, the goodwill of the community, and risking it for a very low amount of money.
Damn. It's wild. The low amount of money, saying like, hey, take the L, like, lose money on this, Dan. Just lose money. Just pay for the fucking podcast so the rest of us get the content.
Pretty sure I'm not risking very much. I think that it's going to be fine, honestly. Maybe for you, if you charge money, all of a sudden nobody watches you. That might be the case. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I haven't seen.
That's almost certainly the case. I don't think anybody's paying $5 a month to see me and Kelly yell at each other.
Okay, well, people seem to like paying for what we have. I think it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if they don't want to pay for it, they actually don't have to.
Do you think that's something I'm arguing here?
No, I think you're in here. I think that you're in here right now, under false pretenses, trying to stir shit, and that's fine. As a veteran shit stirrer, goes with the territory. That's fine. But I'm not changing anything of what I said. I don't want it to be work. I don't feel like it is work right now, and I like that, and I want you to pay for it. And yeah, those are all things that are true. Yeah, I want to get paid.
$3,000 a month. If you could pay $3,000 a month to have uniform love across all of the Destiny universe, would you do that?
If I had to buy my love, I don't think it's real love. You know.
If you could, that's not answering the question though.
No, it is. Like if you have to buy your love, no, I wouldn't do it. Why would I spend $5,000 to have more people like me? That seems retarded.
3,000. Wait, you don't think it's valuable to have people like you?
Do I have like a social channel that I'm trying to promote?
Yes. It's the Anything Else podcast.
Okay. I don't have like a Twitch stream where I go and I'm soliciting personal donations. My content exists solely as a Andy Richter to his Conan. That's it. And I'm happy with that. And I'm not trying to do a step off piece and start my own shit or do something else.
Okay. I get what you're saying. I feel like you're not really engaging with what I'm asking.
Because I think you're bad faith, and I don't believe what you're saying. And I think once again that you're...
Whoa! He's gonna need to substantiate that claim, Dan. You can't just call people bad faith. Dan's in chat, guys. That is fucked up. You can't just throw around accusations like that. Come on.
You're doing this. I don't know why. Trying to somehow improve your public image. It's like wild to me.
I'm literally just because it hadn't clicked for me that like this could be such a clear problem, like such a clear money versus like goodwill of the community.
Just to be clear, this is the guy who charges money for people to be able to ask a question or something on your stream, or like pick people on, kick people off. Like this is you don't get it.
Wait, I've basically never done it. The only time I've come close to doing the pay to kick people off thing was with Kelly one time when I said I was going to do a segment solo if I got donations.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm happy with exactly everything that I've said of how it is. And you'll piss off some people when you charge for money, but the amount of people that this affects is so minor. And they're all going to be people that probably want to see the content pretty aggressively. So
Dan doesn't care about the community. He doesn't even care about the people who are going to get upset about the fact that he wants to get paid to do a job. This is fucked. This is what I totally empathize with JSTLK here. I went into McDonald's the other day, and this fucking person at the counter was telling me that I had to pay for the fucking Big Mac. I'm like, do you really want to lose the goodwill of McDonald's customers right now by charging us for the burgers that you're providing? Do you really? Why don't you just pay for all of the burgers yourself? It's not that I want a free burger. I'm not trying to get a free burger. I'm just saying that I want to help you not lose the goodwill of McDonald's customers. This all makes perfect sense.
It's like fan service, honestly, that wouldn't exist otherwise. So
Okay. Well, all right. I get concerned. Okay, I get concerned.
I don't think it. No, I don't think
No,
you
no,
get
no.
concerned. I think that you're saying you get concerned,
He's
but really
concerned?
you're like, how can I somehow twist this to be my benefit? And it's really fucking scummy.
You're tugging at my heartstrings. I don't want to actually make you feel bad. I'm just asking you some standard questions. And
No,
my
you're
concern
not.
with
You're
all of
you're
this-
you're asking leading questions, saying shit that's not true.
Whoa! Come
Wait,
on!
what wasn't true?
So to start that, like, Destiny never ever would like end his stream in the middle of something. Like, that was the first one that comes off the top of the
Okay,
head.
most of the time, the entire time I've watched him when something's popping, right? He's gonna keep streaming. Mizkif stuff.
Okay.
All of the Mr. Girl Lab stuff that was going on, like stuff's popping off. There's major content. He will not kill his stream because he's an entertainer, right? He entertains people.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, but what else? So is that the only thing I've been dishonest about?
I don't know if I want to have like a fucking debate with you about how I'm going to do a podcast with Steve. That's really not your say. Like, if Steve
You need to
and me,
justify this.
decide that we're not going to do a paywall and it's going to be wide open or something, then that will be the case and that will happen. And it'll be completely not based on how much you want the community to like me, for instance. I'm fine with community not liking me or not talking to me. I was gone for a year. That's okay. Yeah, but if we want to do cool shit, it costs money. And yeah, I don't want to go out of pocket for it. That's fine. And I think those are reasonable takes.
I don't think it's crazy to not want to go out of pocket. I just think that probably you have such a huge user base, especially when Destiny's doing exclusive content like for your podcast, that like the prospect of you going out of pocket can't even
To
possibly.
be clear, it's not my
more than
podcast. This isn't a podcast that's being hosted on like youtube.com/Dan. This is Destiny's podcast.
Okay. Can I ask you really quickly? Were you guys on the same page when you made the post?
What's that?
I said, were you guys on the same page when you made the post? Sorry, when you made the post. Were you guys like, had you agreed that, yeah, we're definitely not paywalling?
I mean, we talked about it before it went up. I mean, I feel differently about it, but I said, fuck it, we can run this for like a month or so, and we'll see how it turns out, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, to be clear, to throw Steven under the bus, I do think it was fucked. I didn't even know that you said that. Where you're like, oh, I had no idea that we're paywalling shit. Because motherfucker, I was like, hey Steve, go fucking delist VODs now, and you did it. So
Wait, hold up.
No, you
Hold up.
No,
I don't
we're going both ways.
believe I said I had no idea we're paywalling shit. I believe what I said is I don't know why we're paywalling stuff. There's a big difference between the two.
Okay, then that's more, I guess, defensible. But I mean, you did know why we're paywalling stuff, right? It's to get Patreon subs.
No, that's no.
Okay.
No, hold on. When you say like, why are you paywalling something? The answer is not to make money. Obviously, the answer is like, the question is, what are you paywalling it for? What are they accessing if they pay for the paywall? That's the question.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. I feel, like I said, I think it's good content, and I have fun doing it. This whole thing makes it feel way much less like fun. I'll say that much. This like.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I think also true. But like, if people are watching it, and they're like in the middle of a VOD, and then it just gets cut off, and like, oh fuck, it's paywalled. I can't watch the end of this conversation. Like, there's probably people that feel that way too, right?
Yeah, but then they'll likely pay for it, right? Yeah, apparently this continued on into another show where JSTLK calls in.
JSTLK apparently wants to call in, Lycan, so he can join Discord and do that, and I guess talk about something. And then I'll have the ability to do that there. Anyways, thanks for coming on real quick.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. Let's not have this be a repeat of last time.
It's gonna be a repeat of last time a little bit, actually.
Oh.
Wait, has he called into the
I
show?
don't know if you, I don't know if you caught it.
But if this is just going to be,
Oh, you mean scolding Dan?
oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it.
Yeah, no, that wasn't even the thing. That was just context to the thing. That's not even the thing.
But
That's not going to happen.
Did you see Hassan go ahead and call me a Nazi recently?
No. But that's not...
Well, that happened.
Okay.
Okay. So I asked you very nicely,
What?
probably a month ago, not to do that meme, right?
To do what meme?
The JewStalker meme.
I didn't. I haven't. Wait, this
No,
is not,
I said
this
before
is a serious
we had our
podcast.
last
This is
call.
not the place for
Before
this.
we had our last call. Wait, you don't want content?
Didn't you want this? Orbiters calling in and stuff? Wasn't this
I
exactly what
guess
you
so.
asked for, Dan?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
fine. Okay, so what? Are you upset that I call you JSTLK?
I'm asking you.
What would you
No,
like me to call you?
You called me JewStalker, and then you implied I was anti-Semitic.
I did that once.
Yeah, but I asked you before that not to, specifically, right? I did.
Well, I said it. I think I said it in jest. We would have to go back to the clip and watch it.
You did not say it in jest.
I remember exactly what I
said.
said.
It intentionally.
I remember what I said.
What did you say?
Past Dan's not letting me down here. I said something along the lines of, man, maybe those JewStalker memes aren't a joke here, or something along those lines, implying that because of what you were saying was so whatever to be the case.
Yeah, you were implying I was anti-Semitic.
Well, it was a what you call in the business a joke.
Yeah, it's just a joke, JSTLK. It's just a joke. Does JSTLK not get jokes? I don't, like, personally, and I've thought about this for a little bit. Ever since this happened, I thought about it. And I thought, I don't know, I honestly can't empathize with, like, somebody putting a label on you that you think implies a bunch of, like, really horrible shit about you that would kind of, like, fuck with your reputation. That's just totally untrue. I don't know why, like, I can't imagine having a problem with this. I can't, because it's a joke, right? Like, if you say it's a joke weeks later, and it should be fine. It should be completely normal. There's no reason to get upset about this. JSTLK is being weird.
Or what's the word for something when it's similar to something? A simile?
Simile, or when it's similar to something?
Yeah.
Just similar?
An allegory?
No.
No, that's not it. Anyways,
Analogous.
We'll just go with it being a joke.
Okay, and then about 3 weeks ago, you
Uh-huh.
told me specifically you were going to help me clean this up, that you're going to do something about it, that you're going to basically disavow those comments.
Yeah, I basically banned a bunch of people on the subreddit that were making the JewStalker thing and deleting the posts.
You banned 2 on the one day that August asked you to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think I did more than
But
that.
you didn't come out and say, like, oh, that's not true? You didn't come out and do anything to clean that up at all? Despite telling me you were going to.
To clean it up. I don't know if it's my place to clean it up.
It is when you lean into it and make it a meme in the community way more than it ever was before.
I did it.
Yeah, fuck. Dan. How horrible of a person do you have to be to lean into a meme like that you know isn't true? How like, truly, you have to be like a fucking piece of shit to know that you're, like, heavily implying something really bad about somebody. And yeah, just kind of lean into it when you know what it's gonna, what kind of comes from that, right?
One time.
You did it
And it
one
was a
time,
joke
and then
when I did it.
Spiraled out from there.
You know what this
And
is?
I asked you explicitly to help me clean it up.
What?
And
Stop.
you said you were
or I
going
won't do
to.
anything more. Knock it off. I'm not fucking around.
Oh my God. Okay, go.
Okay. You know what this is? It's a crybolly situation.
Well, I'm looking at chat.
Where's the
Give me my
crybolly?
thing back, okay?
It is a crybolly situation. Fucking JSTLK complaining about this shit is the funniest shit I have ever heard in my fucking life.
Respond to him seriously if you want to do it. Okay.
It's a crybolly situation. Okay. I don't know what you want me to say in this circumstance right now. Okay. Like
He wants you to apologize for starting a rumor about him. They got picked up by Hassan.
bro, you would fucking not live a day in my shoes, bro.
You
Every day.
literally
Oh,
do.
I
You
don't want
cried
him to
for months about
apologize.
people making, like, pedophile jokes and shit about you, to where you were permabanning people from chat, from the subreddit, from the Discord for ever bringing it up. He's asking for the same type of credibility. That's all he's looking for. Yes.
That was like, I think, a different situation that happened for months. This is talking about one comment.
Yeah, this is just one comment. It's not like they went on for months about it, right? Totally disanalogous. If he had done it for months and like brought it up over and over, or let's say Dan went onto JSTLK's show twice, let's say just a random number, he went on there twice to debate him on whether or not he is a JewStalker. I mean, then maybe. I don't know.
One time that was made in jest. You know what? Fuck it.
You told me
You know what?
3
I'm
weeks
sorry.
ago.
You are not the JewStalker, and I disavow any JewStalker memes that have been made as a result of my one comment one time 3 weeks ago.
Good job. That's all he wanted.
Is that all you wanted?
That's all he wanted.
I wanted you to come on stream and do it by yourself because you told me you were going to 3 weeks ago, and then again about a week ago.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering why it took this long.
Oh, well, I was busy, I guess. I was playing a lot of Rust.
Didn't we just have a whole conversation about how, certain comments can get taken, way further than they're intended to and cause problems and there should be repercussions?
Yeah, but JSTLK doesn't believe in that. That's...
Uh-oh, Lycan is trying.
Which one? What was that conversation?
The egg.
The egg one.
What was the egg one?
About people throwing eggs at people. I don't know how that relates to this, but that's what he's referring to.
Oh.
So just in case people don't know why I'm upset about this, I now have Casey-tron spreading it. I have Hassan spreading it. It's all over like Twitter and shit. This is a problem for me because I wanted to do this as like potentially a career, right? And now if I face reveal, I have that meme attached to anything I do personally now. If people Google my name, like if I were to face reveal, show my identity anywhere, I'm fucked, right?
Weird. Yeah. Showing... I think I remember somebody saying something similar to this about them showing their face on streams and having a career in this space, and then people kind of going around and using labels on them that are kind of defamatory. I can't remember who it was, but I kind of remember this vaguely. Do you guys know? Can you help me out? Do you know who this was?
Right?
No, I think you'll be okay. I mean, these people are never going to be your fans or friends anyways.
You
Right.
think it's okay to have prominent figures online
I'm y'all's friends. Don't listen to these fucking people. I am y'all's friends. We are actually friends.
with millions and millions of followers calling you a Nazi?
Is it okay? No, I think if you're in Destiny's orbit, that's assumed that's going to happen. I mean, that's going to happen to pretty much anyone who's an orbiter of Steven, for the most part.
Okay. And then
I
when
think that-
people around Destiny also do it, you don't think that's a problem? You don't think that lends a little more credence to it?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if it happens like over and over again, then yeah, you'd probably step in and do something at that point. Like if it becomes like a running thing. Yeah, I think that would be like the good litmus test. I think we've done like a pretty good
Okay.
job. Who's this? You did something good for like, fuck, I can't remember the name of the person now.
The Atlanta Police Department?
Yeah, you did do something good for the Atlanta Police Department. Yeah, that's true.
A-Town
Listen.
down? Yeah. I'm tired, so. Links to Discord and Twitter are in the description. And, yeah. I'll try to find a channel to raid you guys out to.